Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to look at questions from circular arrangement. So what I'll do is I'll show you the question, and the suggested time to solve this particular question is about 3 minutes. So you can pause the video, take about 3 minutes, try to solve the question, and then we'll discuss the solution. So this is the question that you have. 6 friends, PQRS, TV, sitting around a circular table facing either center or outside. So it's an interesting question. Take about 3 minutes and then come back to the video.
If you like our content and want to experience the IMS pedagogy, you can join the IMS Zero Fee Prep programs that will give you access to concept videos, sectionals, full-length tests and more for free. You may click on the I button or on the link in the description box below to access the same. Happy learning!
Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the question. Let's get started with the solution. So there are 6 friends and they're sitting around a circular table. So that's the first thing that you will draw, of course, a circle. And they are facing either center or outside. So these questions are generally tricky. Let's see how this one goes. P sits third to the left of R faces the center, and so on, and there are some more points that are given to you. The first thing that we'll have to do is fix one person. Now that first person could be anybody, but you have to decide it for yourself. So what I'm going to start with is this, which is R faces the center. And whenever you're solving questions on circular arrangement, you will have either 6 people or 8 people. Make sure that you put them in symmetrical manner. So what I'll do is I will draw 6 places first of all. And they are, of course, as you can see, they are equidistant. R faces the center. I'm just going to place R here. Now it doesn't matter where you start. I could have placed R at some other location as well, but I'm going to place R here. So R faces the center. Now let me try to find points that are talking about R. So if I can see something like this, which says T sits second to the left of R. That's the first thing that I saw. So what I'll do is I'll place T now. So T sits second to the left of R. Since R is facing inwards, his left hand side is going to be this, and that is why I'm going to place T here, which is first to the left and then second to the left. Let's see what else we can put here. Now related to R, we have one more point which says P sits third to the left of R. So since I have placed R here, I will have to place P here. You would have noticed that I have not put the direction for T and P as to where they are facing because it is unknown at this point of time. Now what we get from here is the next thing as T sits to the immediate right of Q. Now if you look at T, it is protected on both the sides. On one side it has P, on the other side it has a vacant space, and then it has R after that. So if I want to find or put this relationship of T and Q in context, T sits to the immediate right of Q, meaning they are neighbors. I will have to place Q here. There is no other option for Q. And T sits to the immediate right of Q. For that, I will have to ensure that Q is facing outside, because when Q is facing outside, this is going to be his right hand side and this is going to be his left hand side. So T sits to the immediate right of Q. We have been able to place it here. Now let's see what else we can put. Immediate neighbors of P face direction opposite to that of P. Can I use this point right now? Not really, because I don't know where P is looking. V sits second to the left of P. Now when I read this point, V sits second to left of P, there's only one place where I can put V right now, because I need to create that gap of 1 also in between them, because V is sitting second to the left of P. So there's one person sitting between P and V. That is why V has to go here. But since they have mentioned that V sits second to the left of P, P has to be somebody who is looking inwards, because then only this will be his left hand side and this will be his right hand side. So V sits second to the left of P. I have taken care of this point as well. Q sits second to the right of V. If I look at this image that we have drawn right now, Q sitting second to the right of V. For that to happen, V has to face outside, because when V is facing outside, this becomes the right hand side and this becomes the left hand side. And Q sitting second to the right, I have taken care of this point also now, because R is to the right immediately and then you have second to the right of V. So even this point is done. So we are done with pretty much everything except one person now, which is S. So we have not placed S. Let's put it here. I have placed all P, S, V, R, Q, T. But now there are 2 directions that are remaining. And what are those 2 directions? We know that immediate neighbors of P face directions opposite to that of P. So since P is facing inwards, S and T, both of them will be facing outwards. So we have P facing inwards, S outwards, V outwards, R inwards, Q outwards and T outwards. So we have placed everything. Now we can jump on to questions. So let's look at the solutions of the two questions which are based on this set. The first question that you had was, which of the following is true with regard to the given information? 4 of the 5 friends are facing the center. Now, first of all, you have 6 people, you don't have 5. So 4 of the 5 friends facing the center, obviously that is wrong. But in any case, there are only 2 people who are facing inside. So this is going to be a wrong sentence. R and S are immediate neighbors of each other. Do you have that in picture? No, they are separated by V. V sits to the immediate right of both S and R. Now since S is facing outside, this is going to be the right hand side for S, and since R is facing inside, this is going to be the right side for R. That is why V sits to the immediate right of both S and R is correct. Let's also look at the other options. Of course, you don't have to in the exam, but let's have a look at them. P faces outside, clearly wrong, P is facing inwards. And 3 people sit between Q and S is also wrong because there are only 2 people no matter which side you observe it from. So that's the answer for this question, option C. The second question says, 4 of the following 5 are alike in a certain way based upon the given sitting arrangement and form a group. Which is the one that does not belong to that group? So if I can see here, we have P who is facing inwards. And if I observe T, S, V and Q, all of them are facing outwards. So since all of these are outwards, whereas only P is looking inwards, that is going to be the one that does not belong to this particular group. So what we saw was that circular arrangement questions depend on how you start and how do you put the points that are given to you. We hope you enjoyed this question. See you guys in the next one.